G'day mates, coming to you from PAX South with the Lightseekers semi-finals, and we've got two excellent contenders stepping up to the plate today.
We do today.
On the left here, we've got Lightsaber, who's piloting an Orion Astral deck, and on the right side we have Sonny Vincent, who's piloting a Dolo the Mighty Mountain deck.
All right, Matt.
I'm Jacob, and I'm joined by the Rev, and we're going to be commentating this sick match now.
All right, we're excited to watch this one. Here we go, both against strong contenders, made it to the semifinals. All right, we're starting off here.
Find out who's going first here.
I'm very excited. This is a matchup I have not yet seen myself today, so I'm very excited to watch this.
Yeah, this should be a good one. It looks like the Astral deck is going to take the initiative here and fire off first.
All right. So
It does have a bit of a life total sort of disadvantage at the start. It starts on 29 versus Dolo's 31, and I'm sure that the Dolo deck will capitalize on that sort of quickly. So we're seeing just some card draw from the Orion deck to start. But then we're seeing this excellent Mountain Fort play on the from Sonny Vincent, who has just immediately used the Dolo to tick it once, get the free 2 card draw.
Fort, yep, preventing that life damage. Life for free cards, pretty good deal, All right, so we're going over here.
And we've got a Mage ship coming down for Lightsaber, yeah.
So nothing, and then it's going to hit for 7 on his third turn.
We've got an Exterior Defender and a Flame Bat coming down here for 5 points of damage.
All right. So, Exterior Defender.
Yep.
That's going to cancel the next attack, so that's a pretty strong defensive play against a very explosive deck.
Yep. So we're unfortunately, it looks like Lightsaber's now to 24 from that Flame Bat, so it's already taken like an even bigger Lightsaber drop, a bigger life drop. I almost said Lightsaber drop. You know, it's pretty easy to do. And we're just seeing some more card draw. Nice, slow and steady approach. So it's a very classic Lightsaber play, and make sure you have the most cards, especially when you're trying to keep up with this Dolo deck. We're seeing a Dolo activation, no life paid, just a Mountain Fort rotation.
Yeah, he's just going to take that. I imagine he'll just keep digging for cards for the next couple of turns, really maximize that Mountain Fort. Yeah. He knows he's pretty well protected behind that Exterior Defender, so he's just kind of going to keep going that. All right.
And there's the classic Ninja pick. Sneaky Creeper coming in for 4 damage. He's keeping the aggression up. Down to 20 life already, but 7 coming back. Should only do 5 because of the Mountain Fort, preventing some of it, and we are seeing the rotation there.
Okay.
Very on point with his abilities. Very nice to see.
Obviously very tracking. And again, Sonny Vincent is one of our new players here this weekend. Just picked up the game.
And is going toe-to-toe with one of our more veteran players in the form of Lightsaber. So, you know, this should be an interesting game. Old guard versus new blood.
Old guard as in last PAX.
That's old enough.
Long ago.
More veteran than Sonny Vincent.
Well,
he's thinking. I think we might see a combo here. I think I see a Wrath of the Mountain in there and an Inferno.
Yeah, a couple combos in there. So
yeah, it's always just a matter of like when do you pull the trigger? You know, do you fire them off early, trying to put them on the opponent on the back foot, or do you save them for the finishing blow?
Oh.
And we're seeing a Pathfinder, which is just immediately getting cancelled by the Exterior Defender, but it's getting rid of the Exterior Defender.
That's going to build into a Light Lasher.
And a Light Lasher. And because the Pathfinder is a gravity card, Light Lasher's secondary effect is going to trigger and reset that Mage ship to fire again next turn. Right. That's pretty good.
Conveniently also gets rid of that Mountain Fort.
Yeah, it certainly does. But I'm thinking that we might be seeing Sonny Vincent throwing down an Impenetrable Shield here. He's on 25 life, so he might not be too afraid of a 7, but...
He's got 3 of his 5 combos.
We're seeing an Enchanted Soil, so a bit of healing, and just a card draw. So he's happy to take the full 7 damage and drop down to 18 from the Mage ship.
All right, looks like he's got a Crystal Leech.
Yeah, that means Lightsaber's back in the lead with with 20 life now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, both players playing very explosively here.
It's not using Dolo all that much. It's a bit of a contrast to the previous Mountain decks we've seen today, who have been leaning on that ability quite heavily. Sort of see in the background there, Triceracop, you know, who's also a firm fan of the Dolo strategy. It looks like there might be a few combos in the hand of Lightsaber there as well.
Yep, there are a few there. I think Sonny Vincent might realize that the Astral deck really can be like deceptively explosive till you realize how strong it can come out. He might be playing a little carefully with that, right? You don't want to dole it down too much and get in that nuclear range.
Yeah, Astral's certainly a deck that has a high skill ceiling. Like, you really need to understand how all the cogs fit together to get the full value out of that machine.
Oh, but when you do, wow, what a machine it is.
Yeah. And we're seeing a Chimchu Farseer there. So that's going to cancel the next defend that Sonny Vincent plays and heal Lightsaber for 3.
So once again, defend cards, that would include most of the healing cards. Oh, we got here Wrath of the Mountain, all the big ones.
So that's going to deal 12 damage to Lifesaver and drop her down to a very scary 8, and she has to put 2 action cards from her hand back into her deck, so you're getting a bit of card advantage there as well.
That's
a big turn.
A mean mid-game hit right there, yeah.
I don't know if we can call this a mid-game. I feel like we've skipped straight to the late game.
That might be, yeah. We just bypassed the whole chunk of the game. She does not look overly happy about it. Not that I would be. It's a very wrathful mount. It's heavy when that thing hits you.
Yep. All right. Let's see what the return brings. Does Lifesaver have a counter hit that she can present?
That's the thing. It's like, do you want to go back in and hit back really hard, or you want to try to defend yourself knowing that you're low on life now? And I think she's. It also depends on the options in your hand, right?
I think she's still deciding the 2 cards to put back from Wrath of the Mountain, actually. Trying to work out what the priorities are to keep.
It is very critical, right? Like, she's got some combos, obviously, she was kind of building for, wanting to pay for, and that's going to cost her.
Yeah.
It's going to cost her a bit, for her sake,
we've seen her make some pretty cool comebacks today, so I'm sure we'll see something along those lines again today.
Again, Lifesaver, a very skilled player, and sometimes there's just, boy, not much you can do,
Yeah, that's definitely right.
Yeah.
This looks like it's proving to be quite a tough decision. I can't quite see all the cards that are in her hand there.
So it looks like a...
Oh no, it looks like she's just deciding what to play.
All right.
So we got a Prismatic Sunfeeder coming down, so that's going to be 3 points of damage. Oh no, I think these are still just... No, we're just putting them back. Yeah, we're putting back to Wrath of the Mountain. Okay. Took a little while to make that decision.
This Wrath of the Mountain hitting you everywhere where it just really hurts, right? It's hitting on your life total, it's hitting your hand, like that's just a strong
It's just demoralizing.
combo.
Like how do you fight a volcano? I haven't had much success with that in the past.
How do you stop lava? I think there was a movie about that.
I'm sure there have been disaster movies like that. But as you can see, Mage Ship is a solo buff, and when it expires, it triggers Orion's ability, which is going to heal Lifesaver for 2, putting it to a bit more of a healthier 10, and a Subjugator there. That's a good play.
Playing immediately defensive.
Means no attack card's going to be directed her way for the next 2 turns. And that might be the reprieve that she needs. But that Enchanted Soil is going to heal Sunny Vincent back up to 23.
She is still sitting on a couple combo cards there.
And
she
then
has some heavy firepower in hand.
A Dolo activation back down to 21, just cashing that life in for cards, as we see so often.
It's a very good credit system in the game community. All right, Subjugator rotating.
Life for cards? Life for cards.
Oh,
is that a trade you're happy to make?
As long as I'm not at 1, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's a number of cards you'd like to draw. Like if I said you take 2 damage, draw 10 cards while you're on 1 life, would you do it?
Well, except for the fact that I go to 0? I probably still would.
Yeah. Alright, looks like some decisions are still being made here. It looked like it was just a double draw pass turn, actually, for there. And we're seeing just a double draw as well there.
All right, Subjugator rotating out. So he was just sitting on that, waiting for that Subjugator. That must be really slowing down.
Hand must be stacked with attack cards if he didn't play anything that turn. But also no Dolo activation.
He's got a full handful. He's got...
there's a Sun Beacon, so we're going to discard the top card of Lifesaver's deck.
This is a Pathfinder.
That is a bad one to lose.
That
But
hurts.
the healing there, 5 healing put us out of 15, and 4 damage brings Sunny Vincent down to 20.
Yeah, granted, not getting blown out because you're able to heal is probably worth it, but still, man, that buff removal loss hurts.
Yep. So there's that Enchanted Soul finally going away after providing 8 points of healing, which is quite a decent amount. No, I'm not happy with that.
As explosive as Astral is, I would say that probably the removal is kind of where it kind of suffers a little bit. It's a little weaker in that area, and so every little bit that she loses like that really is a painful blow.
It's true. It's true. It is notable though that Pathfinder doesn't have burn like many other removal cards. They can be rebought. But we're seeing another Dolo activation, so 18 life now for Sunny Vincent, but even more cards in hand. But still just a little bit better than his opponent's 15.
That many cards, it feels like he's digging, trying to play some of his combos. He does have several in his hand there.
I believe he's got 3 again now.
So he might be looking for that big play.
And we're seeing a Rock Rager. We did not have an Enchanted Sword this time, so it's just 3 damage, down to 12.
I think he's just trying to nickel and dime her down here.
I mean, he's got the flame bat there as well, so we might see another little 5 poke, or he might be saving it for Inferno.
I think it feels like he's saving for an Inferno.
There's a Magma Worm there as well, so he does have the cards for Inferno should this situation arise.
So we can just chip her down.
Slowly chipping away. Alright, so it looks like there's some thinking being done.
You know, I have a tendency to sit on that Wrath of the Mountain just as a closer end game, but he played that in the middle of the game, and I think it was very effective usage, actually. He's really got her on the ropes.
Really cool is, like, once again, it's that sort of like that seizing the tempo of the game. Like, the opponent's now backpedaling, they've taken a big hit, so they have to think, like, do I need to recover? But I've also lost some cards, so I kind of want to take turns off to draw. So there's a Sneaky Creeble drawn off Anti-Gravity Snail, meaning the Snail's going to hit for 4 damage down to 14 and draws the Sneaky Creeble. So that's another damaging card for Sonny Vincent to be aware of in hand. Something that can't easily be prevented by damage prevention effects.
Let's see what else she's got in her hand there. I saw Dimensional Hunter for sure. There's a Sneaky Creeble that she just drew. She's going to play it.
Straight away for the Sneaky Creeble, 4 more damage. Opponent's down to 10, so she's now seized the lead on 12 life. She's ahead now.
Right. And with both of these being so, oh, there it is.
There's the Inferno for 10 damage. Knocking Lifesaver down to 2. Can she pull off 10 points of damage this turn? I can see a Planetary Alignment in hand and a Solar Wind. I think Lifesaver's going to pull this one off. I think she's done it.
I think she's got it. Wow. She's looking at it.
And that Chim Chim Fast, it didn't even go off.
That was an amazing game. That's an amazing game.
Yep.
Wow,
so
really
just a big hit of damage there with Solar Wind is going to be enough to finish off Sonny Vincent, who almost got there. 2 points of life is what separated the winner of that game.
So well played by both players on that. Really well done. So just an amazing game from both competitors again. I mean, that was so close to just either way, either direction on that.
I mean, it was just one of those ones where it was just like, it really was sort of down to the knife's edge.
Yeah.
And the Wrath of the Mountain was like a very sick tempo play. We got to see like quite a few combos drop down that game. So, and really good value on like when he chose to use Dolo's ability.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think that was a very good play on both sides. It just came, I think, just the cards in hand and the turns that they had. So, I mean, I know that, Sonny's probably very disappointed with the loss, of course, but, I mean, he played it very well. I think, so congratulations again to both players. Here we go into game 2. They're getting ready for game 2 here.
So I imagine that Sonny Vincent might take the first turn this time. Maybe change things around, because he was on the draw that game. But it's not like entirely, like, I'm not sure, like, which do you prefer? Are you a first turn kind of guy or a second turn kind of guy?
In this game, I tend to go second turn. Honestly, I like the extra card in hand. I tend to play, I'm one of those guys that like tends to get a bigger hand whenever possible. I like to have my options, so just having that, it's like an extra half a turn just starting out the game.
Yeah, it is. It's just like a free card draw action.
But I know you also can, I mean, by that theory, it also puts you half a turn behind as well, so it's a trade-off. I don't know, how about yourself?
I'm fond of the second turn. More cards is always good, Big hands. All right, so we are seeing a first turn for Sonny Vincent. He's going to go for the...
You can see them using the app to enter the results of their game.
Yeah, that is a new sort of thing that we've got happening this weekend, is the tournament app. There's 5 damage from a flame bat straight away. Just, again, like knocking down to 24 for Lifesaver. Sonny Vincent liking that aggressive opening.
Yeah, right back with the Chimchi. I was gonna say I'd expect this one to be very aggressive.
So now we're all tied up at 24 each, and there's a Sun Hugger. And Sun Hugger, as we know, interacts very well with that Chim Chim Militant on top of the discard pile. It's going to buff its damage by 2 each turn.
She's had that a couple games straight out of the gate.
It is one of the cooler cards that presents itself in the starter deck. And we're seeing a Dolo the Mighty activation. Just being a bit more aggressive with his card drawing this time.
I think it's probably good. I'm imagining she's going to gun as fast as she can, because the lower she gets and the less inclined he's going to be using that Dolo ability.
Yeah. I mean, he's still on 22 right now, which is quite a decent sort of measure of health. But as we can see, like, life can disappear very quickly. And there's another Flame Bat, 5 more damage. She's going to drop his opponent straight down to 19, regain the lead quite quickly. But that Sun Hugger's hitting back for 3, drawing everything up at 19-19.
It's a big tick. Let's see what she chooses to play. I know she wants to keep that solar on top if all possible.
Oh, but we've got a Shapeshifter here, and that's going to be...
Fate holds. Oh!
That's the good one. That's 5 and 5. That's the literal best thing you can hit with that deck off of a Shapeshifter. She's going to jump up to 24, opponent's going to drop to 14. That's a 10-point swing.
That's a huge swing, yeah.
And she's got to draw the combo. So we know that she's got another big hit of damage in hand.
So once again, that card is just such a gamble from time to time. We've seen it draw.
Stream of Tantos though. So again, another big swing. I think that's a 13-point swing, that one.
Yeah.
It's a swingy game at times. So that's 18 life now for Lifesaver. And I believe there's going to be a bit of a jump in healing for Sonny Vincent back up to 21.
Right back at you, yep. Tit for tat here for sure.
Getting the decks cut, yep.
Yeah, both Lightsaber and Sunny Vision just coming out swinging.
And 1 point of damage from the Sun Hugger. No buff this time, just 1 point. Yep, down to 20. Very good. Now, sort of a thinking moment. What way to go now?
Both just reeling off big hit's a big hit. What's my next step?
I mean, they're both sort of stabilized out of it here. There's an Astral Priest for a full 6 points of damage, knocking Sonny Vincent down to 14.
Sunny sitting at 14. Lifesaver sitting at 18.
But Crystal Maze is going to, it's 4 healing, not 4 damage.
Yeah, poor thing.
Yep, so he's going to go back up to 18. So 18 all. And discarding the top of the deck. There goes the Shapeshifter. And Rock Rager for another 6 damage.
So once again, that healing into a damage combo, very strong.
And 2 points of damage from Sunhugger. No solar card on top because of the mill off of the Crystal Maze. Taking off the top card.
Right into another Shapeshifter, yeah. No luck. No luck for Lightsaber on that one.
Her hand's looking a little bit light.
He's got 4 cards in hand?
It looks like 4 cards. Just trying to work out how to get the most sort of mileage out of her cards here.
Just trying to see if she wants to play or possibly draw. Always nice to build up that hand.
That's true, that's true. Drawing cards is fun.
Trying to figure out how much damage she needs to chew through.
There's that Sun Beacon again.
Yep.
So 5 points of healing and 4 points of damage.
Taking
9
the
point
gamble.
swing, but you lose the top
Man.
card. There goes a Pathfinder again.
Oh.
Wow, that's 2 for 2.
Yeah.
So that means Lightsaber's on 17 to Sunny
Boy,
Vincent's
the card
12.
gods are not being kind to Lightsaber on those drops.
And a Yukona Oracle, I believe. So that's going to be damage prevention starting from next turn.
Yeah. So she's going into defensive mode a little bit here.
Yeah, you know. But we're going to see Mountain Fort, so defensive plays for Sunny Vincent as well.
Right.
Who's only on 10 life now, so, you know. Things are really swinging back and forth.
Really just this is just
Doesn't have the cards for that planetary alignment in hand. Might do now, though.
She's got another combo. She's got 2 combos in hand.
She does have. She has a Solar Wind and a planetary alignment.
She's sitting at 13. But
Yep, after that sneaky Creeble snuck through for 4 damage. And just drawing a card.
But that Mountain Fort is sitting there, so.
Yep. And there's a Crystal Leech being drawn for Sunny Vincent, so it's a pretty good one.
Planetary alignment. I see a Ninja Pig.
And a Yukona Tactician. So Ninja Pig's going to sneak past the Mountain Fort for 4 damage, dropping Sunny Vincent down to 6, and then just a card draw.
All right.
Didn't rotate there. Yeah, cool. All good though.
Is she going to try to survive a turn? You think she's going to try to drop him next one?
I think she's got the cards to pay for the combo
do you
now.
think he knows that? Oh, he's just drawing.
He's drawing with Dolo first because the Mountain Fort protects him.
So
And now he's got a Boulder Feast, so he can heal for 6 here and sort of get out of the danger zone, so to speak.
I think that's what he's going to
And he is definitely going to play that, so he's going to jump up to 12.
I'll get that in there.
And again,
All
it's
right.
healing, not damage.
So she's
Going to stay on 12 there.
She
Oh,
just wants to
13,
take
sorry,
that
13.
damage. I'd be like, no, I'm not moving my counter until you prove that I'm taking this damage.
All right,
No,
what are we
she's
going
a
to
very
see
good
here?
sport, both of them.
Yeah. Doing some math, doing the calculations. That Mountain Fort doing some good work.
Ooh, there's an interesting card that's not in the starter.
Yeah. Which one is that? I can't quite see. Is it Creeble Saboteur?
I think it's the Saboteur.
So that's the one that reduces damage reduction effects. That's a pretty good card in this situation.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's very nice. Helps people stop hiding behind forts. Yeah.
There's a Yukona Tactician, so it's going to be 4 points of healing, and no extra action because the top card was unaligned. But healing's always good.
All right, so now Sunny Vincent has a decision to make. He's
Just drawing cards with Dolo.
All right.
Just using that Mountain Fort to its fullest.
It's like a Umbron Informant. I didn't see what the first card was.
I didn't quite catch it. I think it might be a Flame Bat.
So
It
he's
is
got
indeed a
yep.
Flame Bat.
So he's got damage options sitting in hand.
Yep. Unfortunately, his opponent's sitting tight under her Yukona Oracle there, protecting her.
Definitely. All right.
So,
Lightsaber looking at her cards, weighing the options. She does have some big damage in hand. But she knows she's looking at some damage reduction. She's probably trying to figure out if that's worth it.
there goes the Yukona Oracle. Damage prevention's down. Opponent's only at 12 though, so I might be able to find the damage to just close things out.
They're both really close to it. They both know they're within
Drawing 2
within a couple
cards,
shots
just
of being
building
firing
that
range.
hand,
Yep.
getting the cards to pay for the combos. So there's another planetary alignment. That can pay for the other planetary alignment. Because of course in Sealed you can play duplicate combos.
Yeah, that's one of the exciting things of Sealed and Draft. They kind of play around some of the normal construction rules, change things up a little bit, makes it kind of exciting.
So now the board is empty for Lightsaber. I think Sunny Vincent's trying to think, like, is it time to sort of whack
Figure
in
out how
some
he can
damage
finish.
here?
She's sitting at 17,
I
which
think we're going to
is
see an Inferno. Yep, 10 points of
There it
damage.
is, yep.
There we go.
So that's going to put her in striking range on the next turn.
Straight down to 7. Anytime you're on that sort of that last little column there of life, you know, you get a bit nervous, you know, because that's a card or two away from the end.
That's the blasting zone. I have this habit whenever I get down there. I just ask my opponent, "Am I dead? Am I dead?"
But we did see a Lifesaver come back from a much worse situation last game. So can we pull off the miracle play back to back? Well, maybe 7 life's not low enough for her to be able to do that. Like maybe she needs to go lower first.
So it's the rocket technique. Ooh, she is swinging out.
Solar Wind here.
How much can she discard to this?
So planetary alignment,
She
and
can
that pays
drop
her.
2 more. That's going to be 16.
2 solar cards. Yep, that's enough
16.
damage to close out the game,
That'll
even
do
through
it.
the Mountain Fort. There you go. Solar Wind, getting work done.
So she's explaining the card to him. But yeah, so that's a full 16, even reduced by 2. That's 14 damage. That closes out that game. Wow, incredible play.
Yeah, and that's
Once again,
that.
and demonstrating the massive explosive power that is within Astral.
And
Phenomenal.
that was very well done by Lifesavers. That's the second time today we've seen her on camera, just putting that Astral deck through its paces. And it's the only Astral deck that made it to the top 8, so it's quite impressive.
Definitely knows how to play it. Again, a good game on both players' part. Like that was really amazing to watch. Really good plays.
Super close.
Yeah,
Super close.
Definitely close. Like I kept going like, oh, they're gonna win. Or this person's gonna win. Or that person's gonna win. Like they just back and forth. But once again, thank you for joining us here at PAX South.
We'll see you again in the finals.
Yeah, here we go.